All right, here's Urban Meyer on what's going on in Michigan.
You have to develop and implement a culture. Number two, you have to acquire talent. It's called talent acquisition and development. You watch them play. They're 2-5 in the last 7 games. I think it's time to blow it up. I think it's time to really evaluate the culture, dig deep. 2-5 is not. There's something going on. And once again, I said this a couple weeks ago, don't start saying there's bad players. That's not fair.
Oh, not bad players.
He hit him on everything. Culture. All right, it'd be one thing if you just got there, right? 6 weeks ago. It's been 6 years, Rob.
No, I agree.
And he's saying you have not developed the culture, number one.
These
number
are your guys, too, Chris.
Yes.
It's not like, you know what, when you first come as a college coach, you know, the recruits from the coach previous, right, are there, and you got to bring your own guys. You got to weed out guys and get your own guys there. It's been 6 years. These are your guys. These aren't Brady Hoke's guys. They're nobody else's but Jim Harbaugh's guys, and they're not playing for him.
No question. And the only saving grace for him, when you look at his early years there, is that you could say those, they were Brady Hoke's guys. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But Hoke wasn't winning with them, and Harbaugh did at least win with them. But now that you're right, he's got his own guys. He's not even obviously winning. I mean, Rob, if someone had said that Michigan would be 2-4 at this point, and they would have lost to a winless Penn State team, I don't think anyone would believe that. They were ranked in the top 20 in the preseason. No one would have believed that. But let's go on. He says you got no talent, you don't acquire talent, and then you don't develop the talent you got. That's what he said. And Jim Harbaugh took notice because obviously, you know, there's no love lost between coaches at Michigan and Ohio State, Rob. And here's what Harbaugh said in response.
And don't forget, Urban Meyer owned Jim Harbaugh, so you know that was another part of it.
Yeah, I don't think it hurt him to say that, what he said. But here's his response, Harbaugh's response to the Detroit Free Press. Coach is attacking it. The team is competing. The team is really working at it. There's disdain for the process by some, but to us, that's the whole ball game. I think sometimes outside of the program, I think people are very results-oriented. And the process to us is very important. Process not as important outside of the program as it is to us inside the program. Rob, please let me say something first.
All right.
And you know, look, I've defended Harbaugh, and I do think it's not working out, obviously. I still think he's a good coach. I think he can go on. You wrote a column this week, Deadspin, about him. He'd be a good choice for the Lions to certainly consider. And I agree. Like, he obviously did great in the NFL. He didn't win it, but he did everything but win it. Yeah.
Right, and there aren't that many guys walking around, Chris, NFL coaches who have been to the Super Bowl, you know, who aren't retired or passed on at this point.
Yep.
I mean, very few. So he does have that in his back pocket.
Absolutely. So we're not burying him as a coach, but obviously it's not working at Michigan. Here's what I say. When I look at this quote, though, Rob, it's bothersome. He's the 4th highest paid coach in the land. I believe $8 million a year. And you're talking about the team is competing? They're working hard, really? And then you bring up people are results oriented? Jim, they're not paying you $8 million a year or 7.5, whatever it is, to not be results oriented, to get better week by week, but still be 3-7 or whatever. Little moral victories are not why you're the 4th highest paid coach in the nation. This is the language of losers. And I'm not saying Harbaugh's a loser, but I am shocked to see him go to this language. Because that's what this is. This is, hey, we're getting better week by week. This is what you say when you're out of it, and I know they are out of it, but at Michigan, that's not good enough. And saying it's about the process and, you know, it's everybody's so results-oriented, but our guys are getting better every week. I saw improvement last week. No. The only improvement we need to see is W's. Period. So this is beneath him. This is beneath Jim Harbaugh. He shouldn't have let those words come out of his mouth.
I agree with you on that standpoint. And what have I always said about sports? Sports has a short menu, Chris. It's wins and losses. Yes, Jim, it's about results. Do you know why they paid you that big money to come back to your alma mater? Because you won games in the NFL,
Right.
Chris. It wasn't because you were getting better. It's because you took a trip to the Super Bowl. It's because you went to 3 straight NFC championship games. You won. That's why they hired you. Stop this cop-out. And the other Jim Harbaugh apologists are always like, well, Michigan never really won one national championship. What do you expect him to do? No. That's why you brought him back, Chris, because you wanted to get over that hump. You're right. Michigan's won one national championship since the Louisiana Purchase. That's it. It was time for Jim Harbaugh to come back and get it righted, to stop Ohio State from kicking your tail year in and year out. And then you're going to go over there like a dog in the corner whimpering, going, I showed some progress last week, and, it's the process. People don't want to give us time. Time? 6 years, not 6 months. Nobody expects you to win in 6 months. But I'm with you, Chris. You said he's not a loser, but he sounded like one. That's real talk. That's what losers sound like. Or beaten guys, when you're beaten down and you're licking your wounds and you're trying to tell people that it's okay, that bread didn't fall on the ground. I'm sorry to hate to tell you. That ain't butter. That's dirt. That's where Michigan is.
Well, it makes you wonder, Rob, if he's got his eye on the exit.
Right.
It really does, because when you start talking about the kids are competing, they're giving their all. I mean, like that looks like, you know what? Hey, they're not that good. They're trying. What? It is what it is, and I'm out of here.
I'd have more respect if he said, man, I just haven't done my job. I know it's tough here. I know a pandemic's going on, Chris. I know we didn't get to do all the practices we wanted, but we haven't performed, and that's on me, not on the kids. That's on me.
I agree.
And that's all because you know what? Ohio State's been through the same thing, and all they do is mow down people. And I know they got better talent, Chris, but Michigan should be better than this, period.
I mean, he darn near, the only thing left for him to bring up was, hey, we got academic requirements that the other schools don't have. I mean,
Ohio
really.
State, they let anybody in.
Right,
You know what I mean?
I mean, that, and look, I haven't been as hard on him as you, obviously. They're relevant, or they were.
Not anymore. I mean, you used to be able to use that.
Right. They were in the top 20 every, 4 of his 5 years.
How about
previously.
not this year?
Oh, my God. This, like I said, no one could have predicted this. And, his reputation obviously has been, he wears on people.
Right.
And you obviously have to wonder if that's going on right here. But this was bad. This hurt my heart. As a guy that's given, I don't know, $300,000+ to Michigan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Over the last 4 years.
Chris Broussard sent an email today requesting a refund from the University of Michigan. And he didn't cite a bad education. He didn't cite a bad dorm room for his daughter. He cited bad college football coach by Jim Harbaugh.
Hey,
I want my money back.
When I went to visit Ann Arbor and we went to football games, it was ugly. It was ugly.
Even your parents wanted out. We're like, what do you do? They said, Chris, how could you bring us to this game out and waste these months, waste this time of our lives we can never get back?
Were we too hard on Harbaugh, or is indeed what he said the language of losers?
All right, let's kick it off with G in Michigan. You're on the Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio. What's up, G?
What's going on, guys?
What up, bro?
I'm all right, man. Hey, look, man. Yeah, it's time for him to go. Hey, man, I ain't never seen Michigan play this bad my whole life. The first game I ever went to was to see Brooks Bellinger when he was in Wisconsin versus Michigan. And, man, the Big House ain't been rocking sticks. They've been giving tickets away. People been throwing they merchandise away. Hey, man, it's getting bad. I can't even go in Ohio State with my hat on no more, man. I got to fight people. It's crazy. He got to go, man. He got to go, bro. He got to go.
This is bad. This
I
is
hear
bad.
you, G.
The last time anything close to this, Rob, I mean, you could talk about Brady Hoke's last year, 5
Which
and 7.
Rodriguez?
Had a 5 and 7 year before he had a 3 and 9 year followed by a 5 and 7 year. That was 08, 09. So yeah, that's the last time it was this bad.
No doubt.
This is horrible.
Alex in Florida, you're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Alex?
Hey guys, I enjoy your show. Listen to you every chance I get.
Appreciate it.
I was born just outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan alumni. I've been watching them for about 55 years. I have never seen a worse Michigan football team.
Wow.
I thought Rich Rodriguez was bad, and he was. But this team here this year, I've seen every game on TV, unfortunately, because I'm not up there. But they don't look like they practice during the week. They look like they come out there on the weekend and play. They don't practice during the week. They're totally unprepared.
But when you hear Jim Harbaugh talk about this, though, talk about the process, and it's not always about wins and losses. That's what he said without saying it. What do you think of when you hear that? And this guy's making $8 million a year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Third or fourth highest paid coach, I believe.
Right. Fourth.
And I can go along. It's the process. There's more. It's college football. There's more than winning involved, and there's a certain amount of truth to that. But not the way things are this year.
You're supposed to do both.
This is an unprepared football team.
Yeah, you're supposed to do both
Alex.
in Michigan. At the top program, nobody's saying character's not important. But, Rob, if we really keep it real, they don't care about graduation rates for the most part. I'm not just saying Michigan. I'm talking about in general, right? They care about wins.
No,
it's
losses.
At the top level, it's a pro sport. Let's
squeeze in Al from the IE, the Inland Empire in California. You're on the Odd Couple Fox Sports Radio.
Wonder Twin Powers activate.
That's right.
Hey, man.
You sound corny every time you say that.
I love
man.
it.
You lose whatever street cred you got.
Don't listen
every
to Chris.
time you say that.
Don't listen to Chris.
I'm trying to hang on to as much as I can, Chris. I swear.
Hang on to it.
Hey, look, last time, hey man, I'm doing good. I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving, man, and
yes.
I appreciate y'all getting me on. I told you last time I was born in Michigan, so I always watch the Michigan games, man, and to me, I kind of interpreted it more about the fact that, and I know Harbaugh's brought this up in the past, it's about the process of recruiting. It's about that whole thing that we always talk about when it comes to how college sports is real shady. And if you notice, I mean, we're always talking about how a great quarterback like him or a good quarterback like him can't seem to find a good quarterback.
Well, then
I think a lot of that.
So you're saying that when he mentions the process, he's talking about recruiting?
So he's saying that everybody's cheating except him. Is that what he's saying? Because if Jim Harbaugh knows that cheating is going on and this is what's happening, expose it. Expose it.
I don't even think he's saying that.
No, but I'm saying, Chris, if that's what you're hinting around, well, I can't do it the way that everybody else is doing, or whatever. I'm just saying, expose it then. Clean up the game. Point out the people who are cheating.
No, I agree. And I don't buy the whole recruiting thing. Like, again, if this was his first year, you didn't have your own players, right? And you talk about, well, we're going to get our guys in here. Don't worry. The process will be fine. That's one thing.
Right.
This is 6 years in. The word process shouldn't even come out of your mouth. I mean, really. All right.